Have you ever felt like no matter what you do, something's holding you back from reaching your goals? Well, great news. Today, I'm going to share some of the practical manifestation techniques that saved my life and have also helped dozens of other people to change their lives too. And for those that don't know, I'm Ted Lawler and I'm known as the Manifestation Guy, running the Wellness Hub, if only they knew, that helps inform and inspire people that are interested in wellness and manifestation. Back in 2017, I faced a depression so bad that it actually shut down my immune system, almost killing me. But luckily, I found a variety of techniques to help save me, and after hours and hours of research, I crafted it into one big toolkit that can help literally anyone out there struggling. So let's get into this. Now, it's important to understand that the main reason why we don't get what we want in life is because of just that. We still want it. The outside world is a reflection of your inner world. So if you're constantly thinking that you want something, you're actually telling the universe that you're in lack. So the universe will mirror this energy back and highlight all of the evidence that you actually are in lack. This creates a vicious cycle of fear and limiting beliefs, meaning that you'll have a list of reasons as to why you can't manifest something, some of which may have even been embedded into your unconscious and you don't even realize that they're there. An example of limiting beliefs include, I don't have what it takes, I don't have any luck, and that just doesn't work for me. Well, if that sounds like something you'd say, let me show you how to unblock these limiting beliefs and turn them into unlimited beliefs. So to start off with, I'd recommend trying breathwork, as this is the fastest way to feel the difference in my opinion. Some people may struggle to meditate or just won't see the benefits of using positive affirmations, but there's not many people that will do a breathwork session and not feel the impact straight away. Breathwork is a powerful way to begin regaining control over your autonomic nervous system, which is basically the thing that sends you into either fight or flight mode when you're in an intense situation. Being in this heightened mode, which is called sympathetic nervous system, causes your body to release cortisol, which we all know is the stress hormone. Back in the day, this was useful for cavemen who had to sprint away or fight a lion, but then they returned to the caves and allow their nervous system to balance out again. This is the same way that you'd see prey in Africa have a life or death chase and then return back to grazing just moments later. However, the only problem with this system today is that your stress is heightened not by a one-off encounter with a lion, but actually with a daily recurrence of sitting next to a co-worker you hate or having a stressful commute to work in the morning. Now, the cycle of constantly having that nervous system heightened is like having a car that is constantly revving without taking the foot off the gas. Sooner or later, it's going to cause some issues. And remember, stress is scientifically linked to an increase in weight and other issues. So this is a huge issue that many people don't even consider. Now, that's where breathwork comes in, as the intense use of your breath with intention actually helps to regulate that nervous system and bring you back to base level, which I believe is a great starting point if you want to move forward onto the next steps. And as a reminder, I have a guided breathwork exercise that you can follow in the description below. It's only short, so definitely give it a go, and I'd recommend doing 3 rounds. So once you've reset your nervous system with the breathwork, I then use this calming feeling to guide my thoughts onto the future, visualizing what I want and tapping into as many senses as I can. And I'd normally use some sort of audio trigger, such as music that I really like, to spark the necessary emotions to help me get into peak state. Now, how does visualizing actually help you on a practical level? Well, there's a part of the brain called the RAS, which stands for the Reticular Activating System. This system proactively looks out for what it thinks you want to see in the real world. As an example, look around your room and find me the colour red. The RAS is that thing that's actively searching for that colour. Any shade, in fact, of red it will point out to you. Whether it's burgundy or whether it's fluorescent red, it's going to find it for you. However, on the flip side, if your RAS isn't trained properly and you're thinking negative thoughts, it will actually look for evidence to prove your negativity. So if you say that you're not liked by people, the RAS will find every piece of evidence it can to prove that to be true. So you must be careful of what you think about, as what you think about, you will become. This is why positive affirmations are also so important, as the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's actually real and what's not. And again, I've linked a visualization method in the description below. It's actually a method I made called the blink method. And this is such a powerful way to bring your true self into your visualizations. Right, now that you've reset your nervous system and reminded yourself of where you're heading, you've now got a blank canvas and a target in mind. So I'd recommend using meditation in an intentional way to now bring you into peak state. I use a meditation from none other than the man himself, Tony Robbins, and this helps me get into a peak state before I'd even touch my laptop or do any piece of work. This meditation is called priming. Now, the reason this works so well for me is because Tony Robbins is a familiar figure who has helped me for so many years now that I've actually anchored a positive audio trigger to his voice. So every time I hear his voice, it naturally, whether I realise it or not, puts my body into a very peaceful, calm and positive state. This is something you can also learn how to do too. So now you've got a blank canvas, a vision, and you're in peak state. Building up all this energy and not knowing what to do with it would be like filling up a car with petrol, but not realising you just put the petrol hose into the exhaust pipe and wasted a load of that good fuel. So grab a journal, write down 5 or so very clear goals for that day, as well as writing down how you feel and most importantly, how future you feels. Now, what do I mean by how future you feels? Well, everything you've been visualizing today, what is it that encapsulates those things? What emotions are there? What actions are there? What will future you have to embody in order to achieve those things? And how will future you feel once they've got all those things? Feel that emotion today. Now, this is actually a process called scripting, which is where you're basically pretending to be the future you with everything you want now. The goal is to rewire your brain so that it thinks you actually have it all. Now remember, you can only think how you feel and vice versa. Plus, your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real or not. So feed it with as much magic as you can. Right, now you have all the basic tools to help you get started on your manifesting journey, setting up every morning in an amazing way. So please be sure to like, subscribe and share it with a friend that may need this sort of help too. And if you're interested, I also have a free online wellness community for you to meet people just like you, which I believe is so important. Again, link in the description, and I thank you so much for listening to me today.